I'm going to go ahead and say this right now. They tried to put like a blocker in my throat chakra just now, and I tried to get rid of it because they're trying to keep me from releasing this information. So anyways, they were coming to energy harvest off of me. They were stealing, bits, as a matter of fact, a lot of my child consciousness, the last remaining consciousness I have left, my spiritual powers and abilities, along with my blessings at one point. And at one point, like they're trying to do with me in one timeline, where unfortunately I succumbed to one of them drinking urges they impose on you as part of this curse, they tried to control me in the astral plane. When I felt their energy signature with how they control people, it was total fucking MK Ultra. And at one point on the astral map, I think it's still there, I had to remove it. Me and my spirit team had to remove it. Trying to make me look bad right now and smell bad. At one point I witnessed, how you doing, man? At one point I witnessed they had not only they had, in the astral plane, on the astral map, you're supposed to, you will have buildings that connect you with where you're born, where you're from, woo. And in this case, at one point, they had their mansion in the astral plane right over my crown chakra, a building of theirs. I also had at one point like government buildings coming in, the CIA and shit, and I just pushed that shit off, using the number 0. You have to go like fucking Microsoft with this shit. 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, and so forth, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, and all that other shit to remove it. If you ever find yourself being placed under mind control in the astral plane, and I'm quite certain that there's frequencies, I'm trying to figure them out, that can remove MK Ultra and that can remove mind control. There was a frequency, I'm trying to think, it's on my other cell phone, it's fucked up for a reason. It's got all the information on frequencies and so forth and so on. But anyways, with that being said, they tried to come at me talking about we're trying to help you get into your original timeline. That's the one in which I lost to Ashley Hampstead on, this girl by the name of Ashley Hampstead. Really my other theory is that she's really a concoction created to funnel, just like they were doing in the past. They were funneling all of my blessings and spiritual abilities and powers, wantonly, that Alex Nacimiento entity, who I alone, got rid of, the entity attachment, they were dispersing, again, without my permission, because they came to me in the astral plane at one point and tried to get a soul contract, and I just totally fucking say, get the fuck out of here. They were dispensing my fucking spiritual abilities and my blessings, mainly my blessings, without my permission. And I actually annulled a lot of their soul contracts. Like, what these evil motherfuckers will do is they'll come at you and they'll try to inundate you with soul contracts that actually are and can have an effect upon you physically in the astral plane. You can feel the difference when you remove them. All you need is 112,000 hertz frequency and use 145 hertz frequency so you can get back to where you are. There's another frequency so you can, get back to where you are, 735 hertz, so you can get back to your timeline. Because these things, they're roach attachments that they work with, these evil ass people, the Illuminati and all of that. I'm going to tell you about Kanye West. I'm going to tell you about what they really did with Cardi B. I think I still got footage of her acting weird on tape, where she was acting demonic. That's a demon that's in her. That's not really her. Same thing with Kanye West. That's a reptilian that's in him. I'm going to say this right now. Same shit that happened to me also happened with him. And it also happened with Jay-Z. Jay-Z, well, not with Jay-Z as much, but more with Kanye West, Eminem. There was somebody else as well, but I'm being made to fucking forget. Like I said, I'm trying to fight this shit as much as possible. This shit is just, it's well over the fucking pay grade of a lot of spiritualists. I'm inundated with roach attachments that, them entities that I was talking about, Alex Nascimento and so forth, will try to, bring in and invite so that they could fuck with me and fuck with my head and feed off of me. So that I'm inundated with roach attachments and energy vampires. But with that being said, the same shit that happened to me happened to Kanye West. And what's that other girl's name? Adele. That ain't her and her body. She ain't into no niggas. I heard that in the astral plane. Just like with me, I'm not into niggas. I heard that Ashley Hampstead in that timeline was fucking around with and got pregnant for Lil Wayne. Only motherfuckers I get pregnant for, but I still abort, are crackers and wetbacks. With that being said, I'm not really, attracted to black men, never was. My soul matrix, all that shit is white. With that being said, all right, from what I understand, that Ashley Hampstead, this is a girl from Destrehan, Louisiana. I think her name is Victoria Terrare, but like I say, there's some weird MK Ultra type shit going on with this. When I hear her, she sounds like a machine, and I was told that that's the soul of her mother or something, or somebody who died in their sleep in a separate timeline, some old shit like that. They keep fixing it up with other fucking people's soul matrices, including my mother, who... I use 3571 and 3517 hertz frequency to try to bring her back to life in that original timeline. And I'm going to say this right now. I think that there's some truth to the notion that I died, just like with Kanye West and all of that, and got placed in another timeline. Because when I revitalized her, she came back to life. And I could literally feel her in a grave. I was told she died in that timeline. And my dad and my brother, Kristen and Brian, I'm going to show you their pictures. They died in that timeline not died, but they're trying to get them to die, and they're trying to throw them out their timeline. Baron Samedi was helping them get thrown out their timeline, and that's why, I put the docs out there and every fucking thing, because I'm not going to be tolerating that shit. That's an evil-ass motherfucking mayate. That's an evil sadistic. Like I said before in the past, and I'll say it again, you will never hear me say anything bad about Mexicans again. The Santa Muerte was carrying the fuck out of my black ass. I say that right now. I pledge that on my motherfucking life. You yates, if you want to fucking come on this fucking video and get on that nigga, pro-black nigga shit, I just fuck out of here with that bullshit. I don't want to hear it. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. With that being said, I actually saw in the astral plane that they were not in their bodies. And I actually had somebody who was stealing heavily from me. They kept calling him Farmer Joe or something. Looks like this motherfucker here. He a child molester, a chairperson or something for Save the Lakes, and something else called, Save the Lakes, and there's something else that I'm going to go ahead and mention on my blog. I forgot what it was, but AI or something international. But anyways, with that being said, I can't stand the fucking Illuminati. It's one thing to hear about them, You know, I heard that Prince Charles, Prince Harry or something, they live out there, and that bitch that he married to, Merc or whatever the fuck her name is, Merc. All that's demonic shit. I don't fuck with that. I'll even go ahead and say this. Them motherfuckers are less than them motherfuckers. Demons are better than their asses morally. With that being said, I'm sorry, man. These motherfuckers got me fucked up to where the minute I just fucking think of something, it affects something physically in the astral plane. And then all of a sudden, all sorts of energy vampires and negative entities just spoon in and start fucking shit up. So, with that being said, I'm sorry, man. I'm gonna have to. I wonder if they, because I don't fuck with psychotropic shit. I wonder if they got something that's holistic that you can fuck with that could dissipate this shit. With that being said, how you doing, sir? I'm gonna go ahead and say it like this. The Illuminati start coming to me in the astral plane. And they started bothering me. Look at this, the house of the world. I remember what that means. That's West African, but not fully. They came to me in the astral plane after they signed a soul contract with her. See, look, I'm going to go ahead and explain to you right now. Anytime you see somebody with no real physical accolades, like Andrew Tate, that's making a whole lot of money, that's worth a whole lot, but they don't really deserve it. Like, all he does is he just talks. That's all he fucking do. But he's worth $300 million. Same thing with Adele. Her music isn't all that popular and mainstream, but she's worth $300 million. Anytime you see a motherfucker worth $300 million in the celebrity world, I'm gonna say something right now. A lot of them celebrities came to Energy Vampire for me, including the Kardashians. I don't fuck with them. I saw, because I had been talking about Timothy Chalamet. I even saw in the astral plane they were planning on setting me up as a sacrifice. I don't fuck with none of that. Those are some evil bitches. They'll put like a whole lot of fucking attachments on you, but it's easy to block. 117. 400 and I believe it's 480 hertz, 30 hertz, which disables frequency, is very good for something like that. Actually, I take that back. To block it, because they got shit to block shit like that. I'm gonna try to think. See, I hate this shit, man. I gotta do something about this. Because because of that Alex Nascimento entity, I'm getting fucked with by all sorts of evil shit, and I should be protected. I deserve to be protected, not subjected to this shit here, because I'm trying to help people out, for free, and I'm not on that fucking money shit. With that being said, they give that money. Let me try to think of what could work. I know 11177 900 hertz frequency is very good to get their money. 1787 hertz frequency, because them bitches sacrifice a lot of fucking people, including all the men that they date. Those are sacrifices. With that being said, I saw Mother Ann that they sacrificed just now. Those bitches look weird too. Like, how the fucking, like with Kylie, how the fuck do you change your eye shape? Like, I don't fucking get that. Like I said before, I'm gonna say it again. I don't fuck with the helly weird shit. That whole motherfucker needs to be cursed. That whole motherfucker needs to be cursed. I don't fuck with it. I don't deal with it. With that being said, I'm gonna say it right now. I don't like a deceiver. And the Illuminati is top on my list. Remember how back in the day I used to talk about them? And I actually have, from the astral plane, personal experience. Anytime you see a person who ain't doing shit, all of a sudden they worth $300 million and they just doing minimal shit, that's because them niggas are in deep with something that they ain't got no business doing. Either they're doing sex trafficking. I heard that about The Weeknd in the astral plane. He makes good music and he seems like a nice guy, but I heard, maybe it's in the other timeline, I don't know, that he's involved in sex trafficking, but I have a hard time believing that. You know, I believe right now I'm hearing from his higher self that that's not true, but I don't know. I know a lot of people in that timeline are feeding off my blessings. He just seemed like such a nice, sincere, down-to-earth man. I just can't see it. With that being said, either they're involved in sex trafficking like Andrew Tate. From what I understand, Andrew Tate came out full point, and he told a prostitute that he could put her on to prostitution, and he told her point blank that he's with the Illuminati. That's why they put him on blast. Like I say, I don't fuck with that demonic shit. I've been homeless my entire fucking life, so I'm used to it. If I get a lot of money, I'm helping the fucking neighborhood out. I'm helping people out. I don't believe in a big fucking mansion, a big home. I believe in necessity. I don't believe in making an edifice to the ego and getting shit that you don't fucking need. Like, why the fuck you need 15, 16 fucking rooms? You know, I would get like a nice little simple Pete type style house, a hermit house, a troll house. I would be content with that. Or a nice fucking RV. And go wherever the fuck I please. You know, I wouldn't get no big shit. You know, I would set up shit to where I'm giving in charities and setting up homeless shelters and shit, making sure that shit runs good. There ain't gonna be no regular homeless shelter. That's how I am. I've always been down to earth and down from the heart. I ain't down with the Illuminati shit. Anyways, from what I understand, after that, Ashley, here's another thing. Either they're involved in sex trafficking or else that person's been replaced, like Kanye West. That nigga ain't making no good music. That's the reptilian that's in his body. The real Kanye West is actually in the twilight world, or what they call the roach realm, just like me, where they call it the roach realm because your blessings and your spiritual powers and abilities are constantly divested from you. Constantly, 24/7, point blank. Where you can't even think about what's going on. What's happening. That's where Baron Samedi first placed me. And then he extended it to the fucking Occalas. That's why I put his information out there on Front Street. And like I said before, saying the word, they got my back. You know, I saw a lot of Mexicans got my back in the astral plane, so, you know, I'm not on that bullshit. With that being said, and they're very spiritually powerful people, that's because they descend directly from Quetzalcoatl. Now, with that being said, from what I understand, that Ashley Hampstead girl replaced me in that timeline. You know, I keep trying to find in the astral plane, and they keep running from me every time I try to find it. With that being said, from what I was told, she got big wide eyes. She looked like Michael Jackson. She totally fucked up my features and everything. Got big lips like a Bratz doll. Big titties, fat, because at one point she had a roach attachment in there. Now she has her soul complex. They put like a lot of entity attachments when I was trying to get back in that timeline, you know, that look like her but aren't her. You know, from what I understand, a lot of people benefited off of my shit, blessings and spiritual powers and abilities, so they don't want me coming back, especially them child molesters and child traffickers off the PCH. That's why I say I don't fuck with that. Anyways, with that being said, you know, even Baron Samedi tried to cut me off from that timeline, but Lord, Hunanum, you know, I had the Indian Pantheon helping my black ass out. That's another thing, you know, people talk about all that black shit, but it's mainly been outside of the Israeli, what they call that, Santa, not Santa birthday, that the Cubans practiced, the Roaches. They were at one point of good help, along with Hike, which, you know, I found out is actually me. But I'm trying, Santeria. It's funny. All this shit's Spanish, and that's what's been helping my black English speaking, English arrive on. A lot of my ancestors that helped me out originally when I first got placed in the roach realm, when I started reaching out, aside from my poor family, who later, you know, in some cases died in their sleep. That Alex Nacimiento entity, for instance, he was the one that was responsible for killing my brother by reviving an entity attachment called Deemer. I think this was a entity attachment made from a soul piece. Never give them motherfuckers your soul piece, because the more soul pieces they have of you, the more they can take you to their realm when you die. Of my father, named not Delima, but Theriel, Thierel, who I was able to dispatch early on during the witchamacalling. You know, this is some real evil, trippy shit that I'm fucking dealing with. Again, if you want to go into the spirit world, 117, 117, 117, 119,000 hertz is very good for going in between the realms. You know, I felt that when the back of my body opened up one time. Anyways, with that being said, I don't fuck with the Illuminati. I don't trust that shit. Like I said, I've been poor my entire motherfucking life. I'm used to it. If I need to fucking get something, I get something on my own, the honest way. I don't deal with no child sacrifice. That's what they are. I don't deal with no pedophiles. So anyways, the girl who replaced me signed me up as a sacrifice. He can't. You have to, you know, to join them, you have to sacrifice an incarnated God. So they put down, they sacrifice Hike, me, the future Hike or some shit like that. That's from what I understand and heard in the spirit world. So with that being said, they gave her a black card. They give motherfuckers black cards, unlimited money, so they could keep their mouth shut. So they started coming to me in the astral plane and stealing my baby consciousness and all of that, talking about we're keeping it for safekeeping. To get your shit back, you can use 446 hertz frequency to get your shit back, along with 1715 hertz frequency. To correct shit, 175 hertz is really, really good. With that being said, they came to me talking about we protecting your shit, but they would never return my shit back. I would always have to go and get my shit back. They energy vampires, right along with Madonna. I heard that was another motherfucker that sacrificed me, signed up with the Occalas. Them crazy fucked up in the head motherfuckers to sacrifice me. They signed a soul contract along with Zendaya and along with Isaac Mizrahi, whose higher self is like a fucking leprechaun or some shit like that. He also has an archangel that looked like Sub-Zero. With that being said, and there was another one too, Tim Burton. I actually went to go and get my shit from him. He looks like this here, and he got 2 kids. I heard he made a deal with Satan or some shit like that. But anyways, with that being said, they would come in the astral plane. I could tell it was them by their energy signature, what have you, whatever you want to call it. And at one point they were talking about, because of a couple of timelines, you know, where this actually occurred, making me the Antichrist. I actually talked about it years ago on my blog. Here, you can see it right here. They talked about making me the Antichrist and using my spiritual powers to rise to see and all that other crazy. This is what I heard in the spirit world. I refuse. I say I'm not doing that. I say if y'all don't get y'all asses the fuck out the street, up the street. Now I'm gonna say something right now. They remind me of they latchy motherfuckers. They kept coming to me and coming to me. And I just, I now tell them, man, get the fuck out of my face. I'm gonna tell you what they did to Cardi B and all of them. That ain't her and her body. With that being said, they kept coming to me talking about we want to make a soul contract. Not a soul contract, but they kept coming to me talking about we going to help you out so that they could sweet talk me and all of that. I just heard some Mexican girls back there talk about, I felt like a bad energy when she walked by, and they're right. I have a lot of evil shit on me, a lot of energy vampires that I've been trying to dispatch and everything else. And they're motherfuckers, I saw it in the astral plane the other night. The Occalas and all of them in Addison, they've been going into the astral plane with their roach attachments, trying to introduce themselves like they are the Illuminati, trying to get other celebrities to sacrifice my ass. Don't do it. Because I'm going to pull you out your body. I'm going to kill your ass. I'm going to show you something right now. Don't fuck around. When I found out that she was taking my shit in the astral plane, I wasn't having it. I was going to fuck that bitch up. And I did at certain points. I tried. But I kept getting blocked. And I keep having that barber bitch, trying to steal my identity and spiritual powers as Hike. And I don't roach attachment having ass bitch. I can't stand a colonizing ass motherfucking crack ass bitch, man. I can't stand that shit. But anyways, with that being said, them motherfuckers kept coming to me, taking my shit. It's like, that's my consciousness. That's who the fuck I am, man. You don't take something like that. Spiritual powers, you don't take something like that. That's actually connected to your identity in the spirit world. People don't know that. So I did what I could to shut them down. With that being said, them motherfuckers arrogantly, they were talking about cutting me off from my timeline and all of that, where I, died in my sleep. It's like, that's not your property, motherfucker. That's my shit. That ain't your call. You don't own me. Just like with Baron Samedi, that's a so-called spirit guide, but you don't own me. I don't let any fucking body own me. I don't play that shit. I ain't under shit. Nothing covers me but me and my fucking family. If it ain't fucking Williamsons, get the fuck on. If it ain't Harrisons, get the fuck on. If it ain't anybody in my ancestral line, get the fuck on. Outside of Santa Muerte, Goddess Kali, Lord Hinanam, the other god in the Indian pantheon, I don't fuck with none of that. From experience, I don't fuck with anything outside of that. So I'm trying to make me look evil right now as I talk. And some just threw fucking water on me. I think that's that Alex Nacimiento entity. Let me stop trying to look schizophrenic. So anyways, with that being said, I felt the timeline and all of that and their connection to it. I tried going ahead cutting their asses off. Like I said, I don't fuck with that Illuminati shit. When I saw what they did to brother Kanye West, they really tore a very brilliant black man down. As a matter of fact, I'm going to say something right now. He stayed at the same hospital, UCLA, where I stayed, or I think USC, out there in Santa Monica. From what I understand and from my experience, I'm going to tell you something right now. They do MK Ultra shit. I'm going to show you this right now. Psychiatry is used to carry that MK Ultra shit. And I'm also saying this right now. You don't want to fuck with Hellyweird. Fuck with YouTube. Get your own website. Do not fuck with Hollywood. I'm going to say that right now. I don't fuck with them. I plan on woking a lot of my blessings into something spiritual that can help the people out, because I'm not on the selfish shit. That's just me. Get money for everybody. I don't believe in hoarding. That's just not me. I'm not a selfish, cheeky ass person. I'm not a nice person, but I'm also a very real fucking person. And anybody who's been watching me on YouTube know that. With that being said, this is what they did to Kanye West. I'm going to say what they did to me. When I was there, I was homeless, but I had fame. But I didn't know who I was at the time. Why I'm so powerful. They refused to give me water for 3 fucking days. That could fuck with your head and drive you crazy. I can't imagine, from what I heard in the astral plane, what poor Kanye West dealt with. He dealt with even more, worse. They deprived him of food, beat his ass, deprived him of food for 8 days. And water, I believe. And they ultimately gave him drugs that killed him in his sleep. He died in his sleep. And just like with me, that's why I don't fuck with that heavy medication, because especially if you're dealing with a curse like this, it has the same effect as alcohol. You pass out, your mind blacks out, your entity attachments of your higher selves, goddesses, whoever the fuck you fucking with, can't really fight that shit effectively. Don't ever fuck with medication, especially if you're dealing with a curse. Take sage. I heard cranberry juice is very good. Pomegranate juice is very good for getting rid of roach attachments. All those are very effective for getting rid of a lot of that shit. With that being said, just like they did with me, Alex not see me entering them entity attachments and them entities that the Occalas and them work with. They took his consciousness along with his whole soul out of his body and placed in another timeline where he physically is still alive, but he's in another body in another timeline. They have that man stuck in the timeline where all of his blessings is being funneled into this timeline. You hear Kanye West, look at the blonde hair. Whenever you see a nigga with blonde hair, or anybody with blonde hair in Hollywood, and they're not acting right, that's oftentimes a sign of mind control. Don't associate me with that shit, because they trying to do that shit with me, but that shit's not working. Those are some old articles I dug up from back in the day about the shit that they did to him. I knew back then that wasn't him. And then that girl, they got her under mind control. That's why I'm going to tell you right now, I can smell that bitch through the fucking computer monitor. She looked nasty and stank for a reason. That's why she's like, always butt-ass naked. You hear that high-pitched white man's voice and all of that in Kanye, they ain't that fucking nigga. They took that motherfucking brother out. It's the same motherfucking thing with Cardi B. I'm going to tell you where she's at in the astral plane. They tried the same thing with Black Chyna. They tried to come to Cardi B and get her to sign a soul contract with the Illuminati. Cardi B, how you doing, brother? Cardi B said, get the fuck out of here. Next thing you know, they took her out her body and they placed her in a hell realm where her ass is being feasted upon through the vagina. They're eating out her vagina every single day in this hell realm by 2 fucking demons. And every day they try to push her into a soul contract and she refuses. From what I understand, every fucking thing about her has been taken out and replaced. They kept, maybe just like they did with the Ashley Hampstead, from what I understand, they replaced her consciousness, her whole consciousness with, hers, with her memories. It's horrible what happened to me, man. I don't deserve any of that shit. I'm a good person. I could kill that fucking Mayate, Baron Samedi, Billy Valle. I could kill that motherfucker for that shit. With that being said, going back to what I was saying, with that being said, I could kill that motherfucker for this shit. Don't fuck with him. Don't follow him. Don't give him any blessings. Don't what they call that when they give people shit, homage. Don't give them none of that. With that being said, I'm gonna tell you what happened to Adele. I saw through my third eye that the same thing that happened to Kanye West also happened to her. You look at her and she looks plastic. That's not her. Her real self got placed in the timeline, just like with Kanye West, where their music is no longer popular. Nothing goes right for them. And that's because, like with me, all of their blessings and shit and spiritual power, all of that shit is being funneled into that timeline with the fake Kanye West and with the fake Adele. She's worth $300 million, but the bitch's music ain't worth that. How you doing? Anyways, with that being said, there's a reason for it. With that being said, there's a reason. Look at this I see here, Destiny. There's a reason for it. What? With that being said, there's a reason for it. Same thing, there was somebody else I wanted to mention, Chyna, Black Chyna. You see where she he got placed in the deeper hell realm with what they call sacrifice angels. Very similar to what fucked with me and kept me out that original timeline. Roach attachments. They look like this.